How you doing, guys? So I got a really good one for you. Um, Talked to a good friend of mine, and he texted me some pictures. He had a situation where he had to go do a service call on a installation that he did in a house, and um, it had a sauna in it. Well, I'm just gonna give you a little detail on it. I'll show you guys the pictures here in a minute. He basically went in there to go see what happened, and he looked up and he had in the sauna room, he had the 286 had popped and filled the room up with water, and it was constantly running because the house hadn't been for sale yet. So, and what caused that head to pop was not a fire. So the electrician basically wired the sauna improperly, and it's something about he wired the thermostat wrong, and when he left the job after wiring it, it stayed on. Nobody's living in the house.
This sucks.
So if you can imagine that this room just kept getting hot, and it kept getting hotter, and the thermostat wasn't working properly. I don't know all the details on what happened with that wiring, but it just kept getting hotter and hotter. So hot that it actually bursted a 286-degree head, which is, I mean, that's getting pretty hot inside this sauna room. And nobody knows really how long the sauna went for and how hot it really got inside the room. I imagine it started to cool down when the sprinkler head popped. But I mean, imagine the water, trying to find its way out of the room. Anyways, it created a lot of damage. So my buddy had to go in there and cut out the ceiling and expose the pipe. And he showed me the pictures of it, and I couldn't believe what I saw. And it's pretty amazing. And that's why I'm doing this video, because this is a good one for even Blaze Master and Spears to take a look, and the inspectors and fire marshals and everybody that pertains to the fire protection. Just something really good to see and know. I don't know if anybody's experienced it anywhere else, but it's the first time I've ever seen it happen. The pipe literally melted right at the RC. Not the pipe, actually. The pipe was okay, but the fitting where the head screws into the pipe apparently got so hot that the reducing company, which is an RC in our industry, that's what we name it. The RC on the CPVC, actually, it's got some metal part on there where we screw the head in. It looks like it just got so hot that it started to melt the plastic around the RC, and it distorted it. Like I said, I'm just kind of giving you a brief little story before we go into the pictures, but just wanted to show you what kind of heat did to this thing. Like I said, I don't know what the temperatures was, but I imagine it was really hot. If you got that CPVC that's supposed to be rated for hot temperatures, I haven't looked at what the rating is on them, but yeah, it was pretty amazing to see. And then as it goes up like another foot, there's a 90 and it turns, and then the piping goes out to the branch lines and what have you. So also I'll show you the pitch in there in the pictures. The 90s started to swell and distort from all that heat, and so that was like another foot up above the ceiling. And I can't imagine. So on that ceiling, there's probably, I want to say, the blue board, the waterproof sheetrock 5/8, and then I believe there was wood slats on top of that, so the heat, obviously penetrated the wood and the sheetrock, and then the insulation that's up above the ceiling, and it got so hot up there that it even actually melted the 90s up there. So this room got pretty hot. It's pretty cool. So right, I'm gonna go ahead and switch it over and show you guys the pictures that I came across. I actually was taking these pictures myself, and funny enough is we were having an inspection with the inspectors, and they were looking at it too, and they were pretty shocked. So I'll show you guys the pictures here.
Won't happen, but just be aware that this is something that can happen. That's a big deal. Happen to help run is a Washington State best practice for 13D, and this is something that we can state. This is something that we can statewide talk about. Hey, here's something that can happen, and here's a case scenario.